Ay, para que sepa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our globe. I want to say hello and welcome you to IIU. Our session today is going to be a very interactive session. So any questions that you may have, I would like you to write them in the live, and that way I will try to get back to you and answer them. Here at IIU, we are the biggest virtual platform, educational platform, and we're so excited to have you here with us. My name is Virginia Rivera, and I am coming to you from sunny Puerto Rico in the Caribbean. IIU is in 195 countries. We have more than 1,000 educators and more than 5,000 e-learners around the world. Definitely, IIU goes beyond the degree. For us, it's extremely important that you have the skill set necessary to be in the workforce that is in the 21st century. We want to make sure that you feel capable and that the dreams and the goals that you set for yourself, you can actually accomplish. That is why we invite you to join us here at International Internship University. We are definitely a different type of institution. We are definitely a different type of learning. Our international university is a trailblazing institution that bridges the gap between education and the modern workforce, where they focus on practical training, industry exposure, and essential skills. We want to make sure that you are ready for the landscape. Our university is recognized by the New South Wales government in Australia and as a public trust in India. We hold IIU American Merit and IAO ISO certifications, further underlining our commitment to excellence. Our founder, Piyush Pandit, who's not only a serial entrepreneur, he is also a change maker, a social activist, and an educationist. He says IIU isn't a university offering traditional degrees. It's a visionary concept that unites students worldwide in one single hub dedicated to honing skills and unlocking internship opportunities. This is what we thrive on. Piyush Pandit also strongly believes that every woman has a constitutional right to quality healthcare, economic security, access and right to education, and political power. The economic and social growth of the world depends on active participation of our women, as they constitute half of the world's population. He says that women are multitasking. Women are born to rule. I agree. The power of being a woman is exquisitely enigmatic. A woman creates a life, a feat that nobody else can do. She has dreams. She lives for today, which holds the promise that she will make her tomorrows more meaningful. A woman fights innumerable battles every day. She takes stands not only for herself, but for her community, for her people, for the freedom to soar to heights that she's never been before, and her people. When we invest in women, we see our communities prosper. That is why here at IIU, we have WEC, which is our Women's Entrepreneurial Council. We want you to join us, and we want you to really think that whatever you want to accomplish in the world, you can. I am talking to you today from the biggest event, entrepreneurial event in Puerto Rico. It's called the Boricua Emprende Fest, or B-Fest, and I thought that it would be super appropriate for our topic. Our topic today is female entrepreneurship and how we're expanding into the men-only zone. Definitely, I'm going to now go ahead and share my screen. And this is a topic that's very close to my heart. Female entrepreneurship around the world. Women represent 2 out of every 5 early stage entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is a part of the economy where women are continuing every day to take an active role. It's important for educators, leaders, and policymakers to understand the drivers of gender differences in this critical market activity. Globally, women represent about 1 in 3 high growth entrepreneurs, and 1 in 3 innovation entrepreneurs focus on national and international markets. Women in upper middle income countries represent some of the most innovative, high growth entrepreneurs in the world at parity with men for international market focus. Business exit rates for women rose from 2.9 to 3.6 over the 2-year pandemic period, in contrast to higher rates for men. So, what does that mean? Although women were directly impacted by the pandemic, we stayed, we didn't quit. You know why? Because of the responsibility that we feel with our families, in our communities, in our country. Women in upper middle income countries showed the largest pandemic impact on business exits. And this is not a good thing, with 74% increase. National experts generally rated the enabling environment for women entrepreneurs very poorly in most countries. This may explain why women have a slightly lower perception of entrepreneurship as a career choice. Countries with the highest expert ratings also saw the highest levels of entrepreneurial intentions from women. So if we continue to support and create policy that supports entrepreneurs that are female and the burdens that they have associated with being a woman in their country, we will definitely see this become a choice as a career. Almost half of women entrepreneurs surveyed worldwide are involved in the wholesale retail sector, and 1 in 5 women entrepreneurs in the government and social sector. However, only 2.7 women compared to 4.7 men are starting businesses in information, computers, and technology. This sector that draws the majority of venture capital dollars worldwide. So what does this mean? It means that we continue to pursue the same female industries, but the industry where the capital is more accessible, we are not really doing anything. When we talk about female entrepreneurship, the activity in low-income nations is sometimes called necessity-driven entrepreneurship, and it's not really looked upon correctly. Maybe you will remember a family member who needed to make additional money, or they were in the poor part of the country, and they had these ventures that were not looked upon as formal or as having any type of future. And the reason why is because it was a necessity-driven entrepreneur. This can cause a lack of formal employment opportunities in a country. While in developed nations, innovation-driven entrepreneurship coexists with well-developed formal job markets. Yet, within both types of economies, big differences exist between the rates of female entrepreneurs. While more than 28% of adult women are engaged in entrepreneurship in Latin America, and around 25% are starting their own businesses, fewer women are entrepreneurs in low-income countries like Egypt or Morocco. Here, it was more common for men to be the entrepreneur. Compared to other low-income countries, India only registered a lowish rate of around 11% female entrepreneurs, and China saw even fewer at 5% compared to probably Germany. In South Korea, a country with a very traditional corporate culture, female entrepreneurship rates have soared. And this has happened recently, and the response is to unequal career opportunities for women. As you can see in the graph that we have on the left, where each country more or less is, seeing that Guatemala and Latin America is probably one of the highest countries where women become entrepreneurs. The United States is in the 4th place and India is in 6th. So as you can see, we have great room for improvement. According to the latest data, only 6.5% of women working full-time in the United States work or aspire to be an entrepreneur in a male-dominated industry. Women make up only 5% of those currently entrepreneurs in skilled trades in Canada. Only 8% of working women in Europe are in a male-dominated industry. So what does that mean for us? That there's a huge space for us to commit and contribute. Globally, while women's shares of leadership roles have been increasingly steadily, this has largely been in industries dominated by women already. When it comes to energy, I'm talking about 20%, manufacturing 19%, and infrastructure 16%. were the three lowest ranking industries in terms of percent increase in 2022 for women. However, female entrepreneurs who operate in male dominated sectors outperform female entrepreneurs who operate in female concentrated sectors. And this was seen in all countries studied except Cambodia, where the opposite is true. So if we really look at this, we're saying that female entrepreneurs that go into the male industry or in a male or a masculinized type of industry, she will perform better than a woman that is in a female industry. And that is extremely interesting. So why don't we unleash the power of women to transform these male dominated industries? So, and how can we do that? Increasing gender diversity in traditionally male-dominated industries can be an effective means to address escalating challenges, as well as facilitating and accelerating progress towards global sustainable development. Not too long ago, maybe 2 years or less, we had a huge issue with supply chain. I have to say that in the countries where women were leading, that was not the case. So if we increase women's participation, it will not only enhance a company's human resources, but it would also boost their innovation and organizational performance. We represent half of the global labor force and half of the new graduates with higher education. I also have to say and bring this up that 64% of the people that are graduating around the world are women. So you can see that women are a major but often overlooked or neglected source of talent in male-dominated industries. That definitely has to change. Women are increasingly open and they're opening businesses anywhere. And this may include where men usually dominate, a trend that looks like it's not going to stop. A lot of times, this may come from an inheritance. A father had a business and he had no sons, so their daughters took it upon themselves. What's really interesting is that it's never looked upon correctly, but we need to continue to support these women. So the efforts of these families, generational families, and their businesses will continue. In the last few years, we've seen an increased awareness towards the barriers that are facing every day our female counterparts in male-dominated industries. And their successes in spite of that. So even though they may have all types of barriers, women go in with the grit and the determination, and most importantly, the tenacity to really dominate this scene. This is really encouraging more women to enter these industries and more consumers to intentionally support it. So when we bring more women into male-dominated industries, not only are we going to inspire other women to join, but we're also going to bring other consumers to really support this endeavor. Today, we're in a day and an age that has changed the status quo and has opened the stage for women emerging in all areas of business to become leaders and pioneers in uncharted waters. It's up to us to make sure there are examples for them to reach towards. So if you are at this moment in a male-dominated industry, please raise your voice. Please accept more women on your team. Please highlight those leaders that could definitely be role models for other women. It's the only way that representation will help us. And our question is, are we there yet? Women have not seen the full rewards of their rising educational levels as their pay continues to lag behind that of men. So even if we are in higher education, and we've discussed this before in other female series, we still lag behind when it comes to parity in salary. And this is partly because discrimination still remains at play. While young women are earning more degrees than young men across the whole labor force, which includes older cohorts, educational attainments are roughly equal. And this reflects choices that women have made in order to choose education and their careers over family burdens. For the longest time, things did just not mix. You could not have a family and also have a career. It's still an unfinished revolution, definitely. Nonetheless, we do see women that empowered go forward and have a family and have their career. But what happens is, in the middle of it all, they realize that they're stressed, that they're sick, and most importantly, they're not supported. So what happens then? We rely on entrepreneurship. We turn around and we say, if there's nothing that's flexible enough to allow me to have the family that I want, to have the career that I want, then I'll create the opportunity. And that is where we're at right now. We see more and more women choosing entrepreneurship, not because it was their first choice. It's because it allows them the flexibility to live the life that they want to lead. I think it's very sad that in 2023, we still have to choose. But I'm also very, very excited for the future, seeing that women see entrepreneurship as a way to really get out of that social and cultural norm. Expanding the presence of female entrepreneurs in traditionally male-dominated industries is not only beneficial for women, but also for the industries and society at large. Diversity, and I'm going to share with you several compelling reasons why encouraging and supporting women to thrive in these fields is really, really important for a sustainable future. Diversity drives innovation. Diverse perspectives foster innovation. When women bring their unique viewpoints, and let me tell you, they're very different from men's. When they bring their experiences and problem-solving approaches to male-dominated industries, it sparks fresh ideas and creative solutions that might otherwise be overlooked. This diversity of thought can lead to a development of groundbreaking products, services, and technologies. Economic growth. Incorporating more women into male-dominated industries can have a significant impact on economic growth. It expands the talent pool, it increases competitiveness, and drives new business opportunities. This, in turn, stimulates our economic development and job creation, benefiting both local communities and the broader global market. It also helps us break stereotypes. Encouraging female entrepreneurs to succeed in male-dominated industries challenges traditional gender stereotypes and biases. As women continue to excel in these fields, it breaks down the perception that certain industries are exclusively for men. And I have to say the same, certain industries are exclusively just for women. This shift paves the way for future generations to pursue their passions without fear of any societal norm or limitation. More inclusive workplaces is probably the key. As more women enter male-dominated industries, workplaces become more inclusive and diverse. This not only benefits female entrepreneurs, but it also improves workplace culture overall. Companies that embrace diversity tend to be more attractive to top talent and experience higher levels of employment satisfaction and retention. And if you think about it, if we are 60% of the population that is graduating in higher education, and we are actually investing that time in actually contributing the economic development, think of how the global economy will benefit. If we address industry-specific challenges with female entrepreneurs joining the force, this often brings a fresh perspective to industries that might be grappling with unique challenges. Their insights can lead to new approaches for tackling issues such as gender pay, work-life balance, and workplace harassment. This still continues, fostering positive changes within the economic sector, the entrepreneur sector, and the workforce. When we leverage women's skills, we benefit everyone. Women often possess distinct skills such as effective communication, collaboration, and relationship building. These qualities can enhance any team. It can promote positive leadership, and it can contribute to the growth and success of companies in male-dominated industries. So if we can see time and time again how it benefits to help women and support women expand into male-dominated industry, what can policymakers and program leaders do to help address these barriers so that Future business startup and growth for women entrepreneurs is not as difficult as it is today. Number one, women entrepreneurs are underrepresented. We know that in traditionally male dominated sectors. To counter this, policymakers can provide support to women entrepreneurs equally in all sectors and countries, especially in male dominated sectors where negative stereotypes are triggered. Let's think of something. In construction, women are too weak. As simple as that. And you know what? It's been proven. If we may be smaller in size, not all the time, but there's machinery that will help us attain the same result. So why exclude when we can include? Women represent 1 in 3 high potential entrepreneurs. So policy programming is needed to mobilize financing and other support toward the sectors where women are currently active. Did you know that only 4.6% of the funding available for startups and future ventures are given to women entrepreneurs? That is ridiculous, especially when it has been studied and reported that women pay better when they have credit than men do. As academic research suggests that women are just as likely as men to succeed when starting similar businesses in comparable industry sectors, structural barriers can be more directly addressed to debunk negative stereotypes about women entrepreneurs. Have you ever heard, we're not going to hire her because as soon as her baby gets sick, she won't come to work? Or as soon as she gets married, she's going to get pregnant. These are still permeating in our industry. And not only that, everywhere. It's been proven time and time again with studies that women are more responsible when it comes to their actions and their project management for companies. Why? Because they have to feed their families and because they feel the responsibility of their communities. National experts taking part in a research agree that there's currently little cultural support for female entrepreneurs. It is important to celebrate and promote successful women founders as role models. As I sit today in this venue where we have more than 2,000 entrepreneurs, I would say that maybe in Puerto Rico, we will see a 50-50. But we know that in other countries, that is not so. Nonetheless, I still have to say that credit in Puerto Rico is still not appointed for female ventures. So what's the win-win? Market expansion, number one. Diverse entrepreneurs have a better understanding of diverse markets. When women create products or services that resonate with a broader range of consumers, it leads to market expansion and increased revenue potential. If women make more money, economies develop better and communities prosper. So definitely, this is a win-win. It also helps us in reducing gender inequality. Women's success in male-dominated industry challenges the historical gender imbalance, promoting equality on both economic and social fronts. It demonstrates that women are just as capable of leadership, innovation, and success as their male counterparts. Not only that, we are so capable of escalating businesses. We really don't have to go after forming unicorn startups. The majority of female entrepreneurs and female entrepreneurial ventures do seem like unicorns because there's so few of us. But if we really study this, we'll realize that once again, majority of female-led businesses continue to grow and escalate. So who put India on the moon? Did you know that there were more than 54 female engineers and scientists that worked directly with Chandrayaan-3 so that last week we could see India be on the moon? Expanding female entrepreneurship in male-dominated industries is about unlocking the full potential of our society. By breaking barriers, challenging norms, and embracing diversity, we create a more inclusive and innovative world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive and contribute meaningfully. So if you really look at this great example, talking about the women in this project, it was confirmed that the Indian Space Research Organization said that this mission had 54 female engineers and scientists, pretty much the same amount as men. I have to say that as a person that truly believes in India's superpower future, it's no surprise. But for many people, this may come as a huge surprise, but it may come as a huge surprise in India if they don't know that half of the engineering staff was probably women. We saw them time and time again as we were waiting live to see this spectacular lunar landing. These were the women that were working hand in hand. And the fact that India is open enough to really allow these women not only to work in the project, but to spearhead the project is amazing. And it shows how big the benefit is when we allow women to go into male-dominated industry. Being an astronaut may have been my dream, but when I was growing up, the majority of the time, it was a boy's dream. Because usually they would tell us, but you would be so good at something else. You know what? You can be anything you want. And growing into these male-dominated industries is super, super important. So we need more women taking the risk, taking on the family business. We need more women really getting involved in this. It's time for you to get involved in IIU. Like I said before, and I'm going to stop. Like I said before, I am extremely proud to belong to this amazing organization, educational platform, education institution, because we are creating change. We are the change. We are the revolution. And the truth is that we invite you because anybody can join. If you are a learner, you're looking to not only get a degree, but you're looking beyond a degree and you're really wanting to have the skill set necessary to survive, to thrive, and to succeed in today's economy, join IIU now. Our founder, Piyush Pandit, I have to say, every single day comes up with a better solution so that you have the access to the best quality education. We are sister institutions to James International School, which is located in India. It's the first premier international educational system that offers access, free access to children in remote Indian rural areas. I'm extremely proud to say that it's been since July 1st when the school opened its doors, and today we have almost 500 students. But you know what's most important? It's the 50-50 ratio of girls and boys studying together. When we put girls and boys to study together, they learn how to not only coexist, but how to support, how to become community. We need to see more of that. If you want to help us and you want to donate to IIU, to James International School, and to the Trust Swarna Parivar, please look us up on Facebook and Instagram and donate whatever you can. $1, $2, $3. We are causing changes. We are really bringing provocative thoughts and actually taking action. Thank you to our founder, Piyush Pandit. Thank you to our amazing team members who every day work so we have access to great educational sessions. The majority of our sessions are free, and we also have certifications that are very minimal in price. So join us again here at IIU. Again, my name is Virginia Rivera. I am a core team member, and I'm extremely excited to welcome you to our institution. Talking to you from sunny Puerto Rico and from the Borica Emprende Fest. Bye-bye. Before I leave, I want to remind you that we will have next week, September 6th, 7th, and 8th, the Entrepreneurs Boot Camp. The Entrepreneurs Boot Camp is a 3-day certification, only an hour and a half a day, where you will learn in interactive modules and have mentors. What you need to do in order to create a side hustle, which is something that you do while you're working so you can make more money, or really dig into that entrepreneurial venture that you've always wanted to have. If you're tired of creating somebody else's dreams, if you're tired of really having somebody dictate what you can make, if you're ready, and I mean you're ready to really start your own business, join us. 6, 7, and 8 is the Entrepreneurs Boot Camp. It's in IIU. It's going to be a virtual Zoom classroom, and it will be interactive. Your questions will be answered. You'll be working with me and other mentors that are here to help you. So please join us, 6, 7, and 8, the Entrepreneurs Boot Camp. I hope to see you there.